Hi, here we have HarvestLooms first table loom. You can see it has the 6 DPI, that's 6 dents per inches, pedals that easily move up and down. And here we're going to set it up for the maiden voyage. I'll start by turning the loom around so I can easily pull the strings back because I will attach to the first loom bar here. To loosen this loom bar, we'll just unscrew the nut, and on the other side we'll have this that can easily move it. So I will need maximum loosen here, and here we go. Here I'm going from the first hole, and it'll come out here through the first slot. And so here you'll see it coming from the back. And there's our first string. Now we will continue across, going one in here, and the next one in the next hole, and back and forth, back and forth. We'll go through the slot, through the hole. Okay, you could start for this one, maybe I'll do 3-3, but in 4-4 or 2-2. I mean, so and a good tie is first you'll bring them over and then around on the side, and then you'll just tie a simple overhand knot, and then it'll just be easy to slip off at the end. Okay, so we got all of it knotted up in the back, and now what we'll have to do is to start rolling the warp onto the bar down below here. Okay, now we're ready to wind the warp up. So we'll be using this cardboard piece, which is ideal for winding up the warp. So we'll start a little bit, tuck it in. Okay, now let's go to the other side. Here I happen to have some bottles, and so what we'll do here now I'm working with wool today, so it's a little sticky. With cotton you won't have to do this as much. Tie a simple way to secure the bottle here. See, that leaves us some nice tension. Okay. Now we can crank up independently. Loosen my bottles again. Okay, so just as we did on the other side to wind up the warp, attaching to the small bar here, we'll do the same in the front. Okay, I'll tighten the bar. Again, so they go over, under, slip knot to make that easier. So here we go. We'll even tighten that up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I'll move along on the right first. Over. Check for even tension across the warp strings, and this would be the time when we can undo them and adjust. But if you do need to adjust, you would just simply undo the slip knot you tied and retie them. Alright, so we're going to begin weaving now. I'll start with, I'm going to have the rest of the weft in gray, the same color here as the edge. But at first we're going to start weaving a little bit so we can even out the strings. Because in the very beginning everything will be tight, and as we weave maybe a couple centimeters, they will even out. So how you move the strings so you get the different sheds is you will either move up or down, and it just brings this either towards you or away from you. So let's start with that one. And then we'll go down the next shed. Strings coming more up closer together from the initial knot. So I think a few more lines. Okay, so now the strings are even, so we can begin with our main weaving. So what we'll do is we'll loosen the back bar by loosening the nut, and loosen this one too, and then that will be able to crank up and tighten the nut, secure the wing nut. There we go. And here we need the tail so we can integrate it back into the weave after we put the textile. Is it? So just moving along here with the textile, line by line. As I said before, it is wool. That's why it's quite the loose weave, as you can see, because after we will wash it and it'll all shrink together. With this loom, you'll be able to make textiles that are the size of this loom, but also it's not just limited to a textile that size, because you can weave in one warp two of the same textiles and sew them together at their selvages, which is the fancy name for the edge. And you'll be able to make something twice as wide. Or you could even do it 3 or 4 times. You could easily even manage a poncho on this kind of loom. Textiles for pillowcases, scarves, of course, fans, belts. Continue winding it. So when you insert a new weft over, you just have to cross them. Okay, I think this will be my last line. There you go. Okay, so I just did my last line. So now comes the fun part. It's the most satisfying part, of course. So I'll come around back, the back side of the loom where we originally tied on the apron, and let's see, I'm gonna just slide off these outer two. That's easy. This one too can be slid off. And then we'll remember our trusty slip knots. I loosened up a little bit since it's not necessary anymore to have tension, and a little bit easier to take the knots off. Okay.